From Dallas, where the wild rumpus starts, it's A Little Dreaming is Dangerous, the Proust questionnaire offstage. You'll hear me ask a bunch of questions to an accomplished stage artist to learn a little bit about what makes them tick. Marcel Proust did it first, but I do it better. I'm Betsy Lewis, and this time the questions go to Anyika McMillan-Herod. Anyika is a co-founder of Soul Rep Theater Company, the resident company of South Dallas Cultural Center. She is also a playwright, a poet, a novelist, and an actress. An alumna of Booker T. Washington High School for the Performing and Visual Arts, Prairie View A&M University, and the esteemed Cal Arts acting program. She is directing 2 of the 10 short plays in the Shine Play Festival, Black Men Illuminated, kicking off a new season for Soul Rep on September 26 and running through October 6. It is September 2019. Anyika McMillan-Herod, hello.
Hello, how are you?
What is the historical event you would most want to alter?
Oh, wow. That's a question. I would say the beginning of the Atlantic slave trade. I would love to imagine what the continent of Africa would be like, what my African ancestors, what would have happened if people weren't removed, millions of people were taken from the continent. What might that have looked like if we were able to remain and continue to live out our lives in our cultures?
Your greatest passion in life?
My family. The meaning of my name is Swahili, and I've been told it means my family is great. And being told that at such a young age, I really carry that with me. I really value the meaning of my name and the uniqueness of my name, and there is nothing more important than family. And that is my passion, that my family has shaped me. I live to honor my family, to honor my ancestors, and my family.
If you could change one thing about your childhood, what would you change?
Oh, I wish I didn't shrink away so much. I think when I reached a certain age, around 8 or 10, and was moved into a talented and gifted program, the dynamic between my friends and my community sort of changed. I began to become more self-conscious and self-aware, and sort of internalize that, well, maybe I shouldn't shine as bright as I should to make other people more comfortable, or is there, something wrong with that? And I did, and I would shrink away, would dim my light a bit to make other people comfortable. And I wish I was just more courageous at a younger age to just be comfortable in my own skin and be who I am.
What's your understanding of pleasure?
It comes in many different forms. Pleasure, I think, is it's such a great question. I can't imagine life without some type of pleasure. I personally receive pleasure from certain foods, from friends, certain, artistic things, the things I might like to do, time with my husband. And, I think life would be pretty boring if there was not a little bit of pleasure or joy, some things that you can look forward to and savor.
What's your favorite word?
Oh, that is a great question. Love.
Favorite activity?
Creating. Anything I'm doing, creating, whether it's writing, directing, acting, building something. I just love to be an artist and to be in that mode, that creative mode.
When do you lie?
When do I lie? Oh, when I don't want to hurt someone's feelings. I'm very empathetic, and that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. I think sometimes I am not as honest with some people because I don't want to hurt their feelings, but I've learned the older I get that in the long run, sometimes not being honest with people can be more hurtful to them or even our own dynamic in our relationship. So I do find myself lying to protect other people's feelings because I also do not like conflict at all.
What is the hardest confession you've ever made?
I think the hardest confession was, as a young adult and realizing that, I'm a love child and, the dynamic of not being raised just by my mom and a family of women and not with my dad, and just having that confession, and it's okay to have that be a part of my story. Most of my friends growing up, two-person households and all of that, and I was always, surprisingly enough, usually that one that had a different story. And when I finally just kind of shared that and accepted that, I think that freed me in a lot of ways.
Your all-time favorite movie?
Oh, gosh. There are a couple. I always laugh with my husband because he can rewatch anything over and over and over again. And there are very few things that I can do that with. So I think I might have to say two. Two movies that I've watched more than like 2 or 3 times would be When Harry Met Sally and The Color Purple.
Where would you like to live if you could live anywhere?
In Ghana, somewhere in Africa. Yeah, somewhere in Africa.
Who do you envy?
I envy my granny a little bit. She's 98 years old and has lived this incredible life and is still so healthy and vibrant and has her mind and, has lived through so much. And it's just, I just feel like that's such an enriching place to be, to have experienced, I think in her lifetime, being born in 1921 and now, she's almost 100 years. I think the bulk of the transformation of the world that she has witnessed, that's pretty enviable.
Last question. What is your biggest advantage in life?
I think it's my faith. My faith, my groundedness, and my optimism, I think really helps me see through my life's experiences in a way that don't really pull me down, but really help push me through and that have given me that confidence to just embrace life and accept things as they happen. Even if it's something that's not pleasurable or, it's something that's not enjoyable. I'm a breast cancer survivor, have faced, many different things in life. But I think when you have a sense of faith and knowing that you are a part of a larger universe, then you accept those challenges that might come your way.
Anyika McMillan-Herod, thank you.
You're welcome.